My name is John Radford from the Atlanta Urban Debate League, and today I'm going to explain to you our new patient and public involvement care plan that will be found in a new genetics packet. So before we begin on what the PPI care plan is, first I want to talk about some basic concepts that you will see in this packet. So first, the main basic concept that you need to know is grants. Grants are defined as money given by the government for a project that help with the public good or the greater good of society. A common example of a grant you may see is the Department of Transportation giving money to transportation projects. If MARTA, for example, wanted to build a new train line, the federal government may give them a grant to accomplish that goal because in their mind, new transportation projects will be for the better good of society. So that is what a grant is, and that is the basic gist of what this care plan will be advocating for. So in particular, this care plan will be doing what we call a PPI. PPI is short for patient and public involvement. This care plan says that we should be giving these type of grants, government grants to research projects that consult the patients and the public. The care plan contends that these type of consultations will help decide research priorities and make decisions. The care plan will contend that this is a preferable alternative than the kind of funding mechanisms that we see in the main plan of this genetics packet. So there are a couple of reasons that the NEG will contend as to why we should be doing a care plan. The first two things that the care plan will contend is that there are two solvency advocates that seek to solve the harms presented by the plan. First, you have a solvency advocate that says that we will solve for the research advantage, and you have a second solvency advocate that says that it will solve for the vaccination advantage. And then lastly, you have two net benefits. Net benefits in the care plan is how the care plan seeks to avoid the problems of the disadvantages, namely the pharmaceutical disad and the econ disad that are both in the genetics packet. So first, let's explain how this care plan argues that it solves for the research advantage. It argues that the PPI system can lead to more ethical research, and this in turn will solve for the problems in the research advantage. Directly, there are some cards that advocate for this or demonstrate this. First, you have your Gibbons and Lowe 22 card in the first data constructive that says that PPIs lead to more ethical research and that it helps with better research choices and better research quality. It gives a direct example of a historical example of this working out with a cerebral palsy research project that used PPI. It says, and I quote, "There is no amount of education and studying that can replicate the experiences of living with a specific condition and a specific body." This card contends that PPI, because the people who are involved in PPI research projects have a direct relationship or direct understanding of these issues, that PPI can lead to a better, more high quality research product than what the regular plan is advocating for. When you extend this in your 2C, you have additional evidence, another Gibbons and Lowe 22 card that gives a further example of how PPI involving patients in the community can lead to more high quality research products. It cites another PPI initiative where it engaged with Latina parents and patients and adolescents, two groups that have been historically left out of research situations. This card says that it helps identify racism in the research situation and can help adjust their research practices. So again, this card just explains why PPI is preferable to the plan because it engages and involves the community in research decisions. Next, you have a couple of cards that explains how this PPI care plan solves for the vaccination advantage. Namely, it talks about how it itself can help improve community trust, which is a direct argument that the vaccination advantage contends with. This Mogdi card says it explains how the care plan can build trust. First, it says that it challenges the beliefs of researchers, kind of like challenges those racist or problematic research beliefs. Next, it says that it causes these disadvantaged populations to feel more empowered in research decisions, and that there has been research that proves that if you have a PPI research situation, it can involve or it can increase trust in the community. Because if these people are involved in the research process, they feel more trustworthy of the vaccinations or of the kind of medical products that are produced from these type of research plans. So that's what this Mogdi card is saying. Next, you have a Hickey 23 card that, again, explains more and more as to how the PPI Counterplan solves for the vaccination advantage. It talks about how it builds more trust in the community. It talks about how, if these research methods or these research products have strong relationships with the community, it allows people to be more trustworthy of whatever that product is and to have more acceptance of it. It talks about how if there are strong community, strong involvement of patients and the public into the research situation, it means that people are going to be more likely to be more trustworthy of whatever that medical product that is that comes out of a PPI research method situation. So that's what this Hickey 23 card is saying. Then you have your net benefits. The net benefits are explained to the judge how this Counterplan avoids the impacts of the disads, namely your pharmaceutical disad and your econ disad. This is why, if you plan on running this Counterplan, you should be reading these disads to kind of link them together. Either run both or one of these disads to really show or demonstrate why this Counterplan should be more competitive than the regular plan. Once again, net benefits are how, again, the Counterplan does not trigger the disad. Remember, there's a link in the disad from the farmer disad in the plan, talking about how AI licensing will be very costly to the pharmaceutical industry, and this allows to the pharmaceutical collapse, which means that if there's a collapse to the pharmaceutical industry, we cannot solve or prepare for the next pandemics. And then next, you have your econ disad, where it talks about how stricter regulations on the pharmaceutical industry leads to the collapse of the pharmaceutical industry, and that the pharmaceutical industry is a key industry for the American economy, and that if there is a collapse of the pharmaceutical industry, it will lead to the further collapse of the U.S. economy, which will lead to more power structures or more conflicts, because without a strong economy, governments are more likely to go into conflict with each other. Again, the Counterplan doesn't do either. The Counterplan says that we avoid these problems. So again, make sure you read your Counterplan in conjunction with your disads. Again, you have some cards that prove this. You have this Walker and Pandai Wood card that says that companies already face a lot of out-of-pocket expenses, or companies will face limited out-of-pocket expenses if they're given grants by the federal government. This, in turn, would loosen the burden that pharmaceutical companies have to face, because if they have these Counterplan grants, they're able to be more economically sufficient. Next, you have the perm. The perm will be a card that will be read by the AF against this Counterplan. This reminder permutation just says that the plan, and they should be doing the plan and the Counterplan. As the neg, you'll be giving reasons to the judge, and we have this in the packet that explains why a permutation is impossible. So again, if you read this card, make sure that you are prepared to answer that permutation that the AF may read against you. So yeah, that's everything that you need to know about this PPI Counterplan in the genetics app. If you have any issues or any questions about this Counterplan, please make sure to reach out to the AUDL and we can help you with this. Thank you.